So Ed, last time we were speaking about critical business issues, and the last thing we talked about, solving that for an executive, building the business case. The last thing we talked about was a coach. So what is a coach? There's a checklist. There's 4 things that you must have to have a coach. First and foremost, they want your product. Now that sounds obvious, but you've got to verify that. I've had sales reps think that they had a coach who wanted their product, but they're still looking at other options. They have to shut that down. They have to settle on your product and your product only, and they have to be willing to wave your banner and sell for you while you are not there. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Number 2, they have to have access to power. That means that typically they're going to influence, especially your champion, who then hopefully works for your executive sponsor, but they have to influence the committee in some cases. As for me, I don't want a jury going into a room trying to figure out my future without somebody there to disrupt the jury. And that's what your coach is going to be able to do. You're going to empower them. You're going to collaborate with them. They're going to actually have access to power. And they're, once again, selling for you while you're not there. But essentially, they can't do that if they don't have access to power. So that's number 2 on the list. Checklist here. Number 3, and this is where it gets interesting. They have a personal win, and you as the seller knows what the personal win is. And that's a hard thing, to invade someone's personal space. We don't really like that, especially here in the United States, but it's even more difficult in other geographies. When I say personal win, you can ask someone, hey, what's your personal win? And they'll probably tell you, well, if the company's more efficient and I can do my job better. No. Do you have an MBO writing on this? Does this get you home 30 minutes earlier so you can spend more time with your family? That's personal, and you have to make it personal, and it has to affect their career. So look for that personal win and make sure you know the answer to that personal win. And if the person you're dealing with doesn't know the answer, like many questions, you as the seller has to tell them. So that's number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, ask. There's power in the ask. If you ask someone to be your coach, it's no longer just an understanding between you and me. It's like, hey, Ed, would you be willing to be my coach? They may think about it and say, well, what do you mean? Like we talked about, a coach helps me get the best performance on the field. So if there's something I should be doing that I'm not doing, or something I'm doing wrong, we collaborate together to make this happen. And you ask them to be your coach, and if they accept, you have power now. It's no longer just an understanding, because guess what? If I'm a coach and I'm coaching you, when you win, I win, and there's power in asking someone.
And just to be crystal clear, we're talking about a deal coach, which is somebody in the company you're trying to sell to that will go up to the executives and help you sell this and give you that inside whisper of how you're doing, even connect you to procurement. So it's not easy to get these people, right, Al? This is a tough thing to get.
It's not, but if you make it part of your sales process and you have a coach, I promise you it's going to move the needle in your deals.
And you're going to sell more. It's great advice. This is one of these like 1, 2, 3, 4 checklists. I love this. Easy, to the point. No reason you can't print it out and make it happen. Al, thank you once again. I love this information.
Let's go forth. Happy selling.
You bet.